All right, here we go. Trent Lee Dorsey. I live in Blanco, Texas, in a camper. I don't think I've eaten today. In speech class, still 2010, I guess. We did this like class meetup thing, and the teacher separated half the class and half the class. I was lined up with some girl, and Jordan like switched, and she lined up with me, and we met. And she was like, "Hi, I'm Jordan with an A." Okay, why'd you say with an A? I know how to spell. It was cute. I noticed her terrible outfit. She was wearing Sophie shorts and a South Padre Island t-shirt that you get from one of those stores, you know? I can't talk too much shit because I was dressed poorly too. I loved how tall she was, and she was just so pretty. I was like, oh my God, this girl makes me nervous. I think my most vivid memory right after that is the class was over and she was still sitting at her desk, and I'm walking out. Needed a way to talk to her. Her shirt was like peeking up a little bit, and she had a tattoo, and I walked up and I was like, "Hey, can I read your tattoo?" And I asked her, but I just looked anyway just to flirt, and I was like, "What does that say?" And then she told me, and then we chopped it up a little bit. Our teacher said, if you go to this play and bring back the, I don't know, play card or whatever you get when you go, if you bring that back, you'll get extra credit. We both needed it. On Facebook, one of us messages the other like, "Hey, are you going to the play for speech class?" And we're like, yeah, I'm going. Like, "Oh, you want to like meet up and sit by each other?" And dude, I had this old truck, and it was like smoking, beautiful truck, but I didn't want to pull up in this loud smoky truck, you know? I think I'm about to go on a date with this girl. I don't want to drive the Chevy. Like, can we trade cars for the day? So this actor is playing this like drowning person. Like, Jordan's busting out laughing. I'm like, shh, 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 and she can't quit laughing. The more I tell her to shh, shh, she's like just laughing at this poor kid trying to act. Finally, the scene's over. We go outside, and then I realized, like, I'm so glad she did that, because it was that ridiculous. And we're saying bye or whatever, and she's like, "Well, my car's almost out of gas. You want to ride with me to get some gas?" Run in, pay for it, pump her gas, get back in. She's like, "You just pumped my gas." Yeah, so what? She's like, "Oh, that was really sweet." I was like, "Okay." We go back, and we're saying bye, and I was like, the bravest I've ever been. You know what? Fuck this. And I just grabbed her, and I was like, "I'm about to kiss you." And I just kissed her, like pushed her up against the car and kissed her, and she kissed me back. And then we stopped, and she was like, "I have a friend boy." I was like, "I don't care." She was like, "I'm supposed to be at his house right now." I was like, "Don't go." She said, "I can't just not go." I said, "Don't go." We like hugged and kissed again, and I texted her my address, and she was like, "Well, I have to figure out a way to tell this guy I'm not coming over." I go to my house, and I'm like, I can't believe I just did that. Like, this pretty girl from college, like, what is going on? I get home, and I'm like, dude, she's coming over. She's coming over. And finally she called, and she was like, "Hey, I'm in Overton." I was like, "Where are you at? I'll meet you." We just stayed up all night, sitting in her car, just talking, getting to know each other. Just fell in love. I just knew it, you know? They came over, and I was like, "Look, I'm in love with this girl from Kilgore." And they're like, "Oh, damn, who is she?" You know, and you pull Facebook up, and you're like, look. They're like, "Let's go," you know? I was hesitant to tell my little sister, though, because she was like the girl in my life, and I didn't want to step on her toes. She walked in and was like, "Who is this?" It's like, "Oh, this is Jordan." Uses that voice to hype it up. There was no hype there. She's like, "Oh." Once she got to know Jordan, she was like, "Holy shit, this is like big sister. This isn't competition." I had read that there was going to be a meteor shower. We put blankets in the back of my truck, parked in the driveway, and pillows and all that silly, corny stuff. And we laid back and was just watching a meteor shower, listening to R&B music, like, oh, we know what love is at, 19 or whatever. But I liked how in speech class, like she was awkward because she hates public speaking. While she was feeling awkward and screwing it up, she just had a smile on her face and would laugh at herself. She was so like easygoing. She comes over for the first time to meet the guys. She knocks on the door. She's holding a stack of pizzas because she's awesome. And she's like, I'm going to feed y'all. She's got like 5 pizzas. D-Land opens the door. He just slams the door. It was a bit, but she didn't realize his humor. Of course not, because she had never met him. She's pissed. And she's like, what the fuck was that? I'm like, sorry. That like, that's just how we joke or whatever. And D-Land's laughing and she's pissed. And to be honest, it's probably still our relationship to this day. I was such a kid then, so partying and just doing kid shit. I don't want to answer that. Well, when we met, we were 19 and I started fucking up right then. Oh, I know a big one. One time she called me, hey, I'm really hurting. Can you meet me at the hospital? I thought she was bullshitting. So she goes there by herself and I didn't go. And then the next day she's like, hey, I really went. I was actually hurting. And I was like, oh shit. She's serious. Like, I really fucked up. That's one of the biggest ones for sure. I gave you 2. I don't know if I can give you 3. I think the first time was morning sex. The night she came over, we're just flirting like we want to so bad. I was like, okay, I'm about to go. We're watching How High 2, awful movie. She's ready. I'm fucking so scared. The next day I wake up, I'm like, fuck this. We finally do. It took me a whole night to get my bearings about myself. I think it's because I actually liked her so much. I better do this right. You know, I put too much weight on it. But after that, it was like bunnies, you know. True story. What are my favorite 3 things about her right now? I love how she is with her nephews. It's so sweet. Maybe it's my age showing her maternal like instinct. I guess like when I see her do that, I'm like, wow, I'm trying to have your babies. She's great. She's got her shit together. She's just honest and straightforward. She calls herself ADD, but I think that helps her get shit done, which helps me because sometimes I'm lackadaisical about stuff. Her work ethic, how easily she can be comfortable in her own skin. The 3rd thing is probably the thing that frustrates me the most. She'll wake up and I'll be waking up. She's like, what are you gonna do today? I wake up very slowly, but she's hitting the floor running. She just checks me. It frustrates me, but it helps a lot. That's the 3 things. Jordy, you're my best friend. I love you.